This is the Heidelberger Allstate Insurance Agency pregame show. We're sitting here in Ray Skillman Stadium. Got Coach Moore with me, and Coach, we got a lot going on tonight. We got homecoming. We got potentially, hopefully, your 300th career victory, which doesn't happen very often in any sport, let alone high school football. And we got a bad weather storm coming. We got a lot to talk about, but before we jump into tonight's game, let's talk about last week. We took on a team from Dayton, Ohio, and Trotwood. They hadn't won a game, but if you saw them play us last week, and I know we did some damage to ourselves, but that was an athletic team, and they could play.
Yeah, Trotwood High School might be as good a football team as we played this year, or we play. They could score any play they wanted to. They could defend. They could defend better than any team we've ever put the helmet on against. What their DBs can do and the amount of athleticism they had and the way they could be 8 yards, 10 yards off and then be man-to-man on us in one step really affected our passing game. It was not much as confusing, just they could get the balls and knock them down, and it was tough. They're physically strong. The kids up front were amazing. They did a great job. Defensive line was unbelievable. Their offensive line, if you saw, that 75 was as big as God, and they did a great job. They stayed with it. They played really good teams like we do, so their record doesn't indicate really what they really are. But it was a great time for us to persevere, make some big plays. Even on them, we got away with a couple big plays, which really makes you feel good as a coach. But we really needed that tough test of pounding football. And, man, they stopped us on a lot of occasions, showed us where we got to get better. And defensively, they did some things to us to show us where we got to get better. So everybody per person this week had an assignment of getting better every day, and I think we did that, and we're ready for the task tonight, on homecoming.
Coming into this season, we had a motto: one team, one goal, and I think we might need to change that to weather the storm. It seems like every week we're running into it. We've had delay. It seems like at least 3 games now, 3 out of the 5 games. Overall, I think the team's done a pretty good job. Tell us what your thought process is when they get called off the field, what you do behind the scenes, and how do you keep these guys energized?
Well, it's terrible. You got to get the kids settled down, undressed, and setting, and continue to rest. If it gets over an hour, you got to start hydrating and maybe some snack foods. And then at the same time as having them relax, you got to make sure that everybody knows, hey, we got to go back out and play. And I thought our model game was a Trinity, where we got there and there was nothing to do, and we had to sit there for an hour and a half. Hey, we're going to play this game. And we seemed to go out and answer the call. Now, Friday we came out and we didn't do a very good job. We went 3 and out on offense, and we gave up a score on defense, but then we got back into the groove. So we've been tested. Adversity is our name now. We've been in all kinds of different situations with a team that's sort of young and unexperienced. Now we're 5 games into it. We feel better about everybody. Everybody's playing now, and everybody's been on the field now and done some things, and we know what people can do and what people can't do. We've tried to override this injury bug that's killed us this year and go to the next guy and get guys ready. But the rain delays are hard because it's a big thing mentally, convincing kids to relax but be ready to turn it back on. And I think they've done a pretty good job.
Lawrence Central comes in here tonight, and they're a fellow Mick foe from the past. They are always an athletic team. We had a good game with them last year over at their place. What do we need to know about LC? What can we expect to see on the field tonight?
Well, like last week, you're going to see a field with 22 athletes every time, 11 on defense, 11 on offense. They can tie or beat you in one play when they have the football. They run so well on defense. They tackle well. They have great guys up front. They've been in every football game. They've done a good job. They've won some games this year. They're a program. It's right there on that hump where they're beginning to learn how to win. And so we got to make sure that tonight we don't teach them any more tricks on how to win. We can't beat ourselves, and we can't get beat by the big plays. We got to make them play an 80-yard game and go from there.
You've done a lot here since you came back in 1999. What I've always said that's special about what you've been able to accomplish is you took over a team that wasn't really known in the football world. And every year you've coached here, you've had to play the biggest and the best teams, and a lot of times you play some of those 2 or 3 times a year. What's it mean to have the opportunity, as your entire life dedicated to football, to have an opportunity to get a 300th victory career-wise?
Well, I ain't going to lie to you. 300 is something that's always out there for any head football coach. I really not put a lot of thought and time into it. Something I wanted to achieve, and I still want to achieve that. If I can win, I may just walk out that back gate and never come back. But, it tells a story. 300 wins tells a story, not about me. It tells a story about the tradition of the school that you're at. And I can do that because I haven't been to 9 different schools, have 50 games in one school and 200 and some at this school. So it makes you feel good that your tradition of your program was withstanding all the ups and downs and bad and good. And just all I can do is think of, and I know when it happens, the first thing I'll do is think of that 1999 team and that 2000 team that started it all, and all the great, and now they've become such great men and great parents. And just all the great parents throughout the years and all the great players we've had here throughout the years, whether it be guys that made it all the way to the NFL or guys that are doctors and lawyers and fighter pilots and Army captains and Rangers and just so many great people, coaches and teachers and police officers and firemen. That's what's so cool about it all.
It's pretty awesome. Can't wait to hopefully see that take place tonight. Weather bearing, it's homecoming. One of your favorite times. I know you don't even want to go in the locker room. You want to stay out, watch all the floats and all the stuff. Being a little facetious there. But it should be a great night. Look, we know the weather's bad, potentially bad, right? We want you to pack it in here. All the kids, everybody participating in all the extracurricular activities deserve to be seen out here on this field, in particular this football team that's hopefully going to get to 5-1 for the season. We're rolling right now. We wish you all luck. Let's get some tonight.
Yeah, come on out. Hey, getting wet, you can always dry out. You have all weekend to dry off. And come out and watch a great football game between two great football teams in Lawrence Central Bears and the Center Grove Trojans at Ray Skillman Stadium in the rain tonight. Let's go Trojans, beat the Bears.